as we get started tonight in our live feed, I just wanted to kind of drop a quick intro, what we're doing tonight, what we're going to be talking about on the show. So I'll give you a couple minutes. I'll give it about a minute here. Let everybody start to come on onto the show here as we are live on YouTube and Facebook tonight. We would do more spots if we could, but we can't. So unfortunately. So I just wanted to check. Looks like we're good on YouTube here. And I just want to double check that. So we are good there. Okay, great. As you guys are coming on, remember you have to click the link if you're on Facebook to see who's commenting. So tonight's gonna be a fun night, guys. I got myself, Tim Mazarano will be on with me, and Jay Dumas, and we have some cool topics tonight. We're gonna talk about target archery a little bit. We wanted to talk about kind of like what it takes to get into target archery from what we understand right now. There's a lot more we're going to talk about in a little bit here. Then we're going to talk about. I want to talk about tiny houses. there's these tiny houses that you could use for a lot of cool stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to talk a little bit about that tonight. So all right, we're going to get started here. Let me throw the intro in, and we'll be here. So let's do it. You are listening to the BowHunterPlanet podcast, season 6. The podcast is supported by Scent Crusher, Scent Off, Game On, Tinks, Cat Work Truck, Victory Archery, Thorn Broadheads, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Cobra Archery, Burris, HHA Sports and HHA USA, Reveal Cellular Cameras, and Deer Camp Coffee. Enjoy the show. All right, we're here. We made it.
Good to see you all.
Can we all hear each other? All right, I think we're good.
Jay, you in there? Yeah, you guys hear me?
Sure can, man. Good to see you, Jay.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to see you.
What's up, Ben?
As always.
Harry, City Slicker. What's up? Our City Sticker. What up? So this is a weird. Oh, there we go. That looks a little better. A little tighter on the video. So anyways, tonight, guys, we're going to talk about a couple different topics in regards to, I wanted to bring up target archery because I had this idea in my mind that I want to learn a little bit more about target archery this year. I want to do myself a positive by learning to shoot better. So my thought was, all right, Dave, how do I do this? I've been talking a lot about this on TikTok and other places. Hey, what's up, Mark? How you doing? And I've been trying to think of, how to get started, right? So I had this conversation over the past few days. I reached out to Bowtech. I reached out to Matthews. I reached out to True Ball. I ended up talking to those guys a little bit about the Excel sites. I talked to HHA about their sites. It's just interesting. So like when you have these scopes, you have an actual optic in the front of the scope. So when you're looking through that scope, it actually is like a 2X, 4X, or 6X or something like that. That allows you to zoom in basically. And there's what they call a clarifier in the peep sight, which is another little tiny optic that brings everything closer as well. So wow. I heard something about a 2X in the sight and a 2X in the peep. So it's like a 4X total that way. But anybody feel free to chime in, guys. I know some of you guys shoot a lot more archery than we do as far as target goes. So that's what was explained to me. And then when you go to the bows, and actually I want to be honest too, like everybody in the industry is just so nice in this industry when it comes to these things. Like I was talking to Ben at True Ball. He's like, let me know whatever you need. I want to get you, I would love to get you started. I'll send whatever you need. Just let me know. And I said, well, actually you let me know because I don't know what I'm doing. So Bowtech was like, yeah, we'll shoot you a Reckoning 38. I was like, sick. I said, can you do it in hyper green? They're like, yeah, absolutely. Which would be sick looking, and then, HHA said the same thing. So I'm going to basically, so I want to do is do an episode on YouTube about the different products I have in front of me, right? So let's check out this HHA, let's check out this Excel, let's check out this Sherlock or whatever, to kind of learn it. And these things aren't, dude, these sites are like $600,
Oh yeah.
People talk about, the Burris's and the Garmin's being that much money, but these target sites are no joke. They're like,
yeah, Dave, that's the site that you had on the bow that I shot last week, right? That we were messing around with downstairs. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this would be crazy trying to use this for hunting. And you're like, this is straight up
the
target.
Garmin.
Yeah. Well, the Garmin, but not only that, but the other bow that I was shooting with the lens on it, with the sight that was zooming in.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So Sanlita, a little Chinese company that actually does a lot of target archery stuff, sent us a little starter target bow, which is actually, to be honest, the reason I'm very interested in it. So I was like, wow, this actually is kind of fun to shoot. So that's when it kind of dawned on me, like, I kind of would like to learn this, like, at a very high level, like, how can I get this to a different level? And to be honest, guys, I just think it'd be good educational purposes as well, like to learn it and to go shoot with some people at these places and, get to know the pro shops, shoot at the pro shops, get tips from people on shooting. Because let's be honest, I mean, you got to be a good shooter, Yeah. What's up, Bob? How are you? Bob, you in Florida or something?
Uncle Bob's here. Ben makes a good point, though. Expanding into 3D archery, which is kind of part of the target, that we're talking about, is a great way for hunters to practice in the off season. The different shots, different angles, that kind of stuff. So that's not a bad idea at all. But I mean, the target archery, it's kind of a different game. When you're thinking about hunting versus target, they're two completely different bow setups, right? I mean, they make bows specific to target archery. But I guess I don't know off the top of my head is, what is the difference? Are we talking about longer limb to limb, so it's more stable, or what's the difference between like a target bow and a hunting rig?
Well, target bows are generally longer, so 34, I believe, to 30.
Yeah.
6. Sorry, my computer's doing something weird here. I think they go up to like 40 or something like that. So generally, the longer the bow, the more accurate the bow, I guess. That's just my understanding from archery over the years. And a lot of guys in the 3D sector are using like a 33, I think, to 36. And people in the target are using up to that 38, 40-ish number, to my understanding. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is how it goes. Bob's there. Yeah, Bob will tell us. He does a lot of that stuff. So I think that it just comes down to those bows are more stable and more consistent when it comes to that kind of stuff. Whereas hunting bows can be tiny as, look at Gearhead, right? 19 inches or something, 20 inches, Well, and
it's more about
That's interesting, Joey.
But it's a little bit more about comfort when you're talking about hunting too. You're holding the bow back for a lot longer than what you're doing in target archery, because target archery, when you're in competition, you got a very small window to get your shots off, right? I mean, they time you as to how long you take. You have a certain number of shots that you have to take in a certain number of time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know the time to the. I do know that the bows are more stable overall. You use longer stabilizers to help offset all the weights, and then I can tell you that you take those shots, you're trying to hit this paper in certain spots for certain points. So I'm not sure if there's a time limit or not to that, but it's all about accuracy, and you're not using big poundage either. Like you have hunting weights. We're not using hunting weights here. You know what I mean? We're talking like,
I mean, even the arrow weight and everything else is all different, because you're not trying to, get that kinetic injury behind it. You're just target shooting. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different ball game, really.
Yeah.
So Bob's filling us in here, and 50 pounds. And 35 to 38. So that's pretty accurate. I think, so I started looking at the different bows, and I think, Hoyt makes one. I was going to say Ben Pearson. I don't know why. Hoyt, PSE, Bowtech, Matthews, of course. I don't know. I think Elite does too. Elite's was huge in target for a while. I think they're still big in target. I'm not 100% on that one. And I'm sure they all have some sort of target bow. I know
Darton having target bows too, or no?
Who?
Didn't Darton have target bows? Yeah.
Yep. Darton does have a target bow. Gearhead has a target bow. A lot of them have target bows, actually.
Yeah. And Joey actually brings up a good point here too. Looking at his comment, there's different classes, and I didn't realize this. So thanks for the comment. I mean, they have an actual bow hunter class where you can't use a magnifying scope. And you got to be stationary, and distance is important. So, I mean, it's kind of cool. There's a lot to offer in that sport, and I think there's probably something for everybody. I know for a fact, and I'm always going to go towards the crossbow side. You guys are always welcome for that one. But I know that a lot of the tournaments started to offer crossbow class too.
They do
in regards to the competition. So.
Oh, here's Elite's target bows. I just had to look. I couldn't remember what they're showing off for that.
Yeah.
Looks like the Remedy.
Trad Life's just said an Elite shooter just won Lancaster.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Very cool.
That's good for them, in fact, because they at one point they brought a ton of shooters over from all the big brands, but then at one point they lost a lot of them from all the big brands. So
yeah,
it's nice to see they're able to pull that back together. Anyway, yeah, so that's cool. So like I said, there's so many pieces to the puzzle, right? And looking at like the releases, and we work with Cobra, but Cobra's only got one handle release. And this, I don't know if does that handle work for this? Does it not? Like I have no idea. So like there's a lot to learn here on what's best. And again, I love a lot of these things like the colors, right? You can get the wildest, craziest colors. Like I was on Matthew's page, I built a bow that was white out with like pink and blue, and it was awesome. Like cool. I was like, this could be so fun, like you could really play around.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options there for sure, which is cool. And it's, I think a lot of people do target archery to keep themselves in tune with, with like you said, we got to practice. You got to be a good shot when you're hunting and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think it helps out at, obviously being well-rounded. If you're kind of the weekend warrior bow hunter, if you're not practicing your skill, you're doing yourself a disservice because you don't want to take the one shot and not be used to shooting at the angle or the poundage or whatever it is and end up missing the shot because of that. So there's a lot to it. A lot of positives for sure.
I can tell you when I shot in the off season in leagues and stuff like that with the guys, not only is it fun, but it did make me so much better of a shot because shooting that much, you find out from others that are watching you shoot things that you can tweak to make yourself better. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot doing that, and it did the repetitions. It did make me a better shot, for sure. And I did miss that with COVID. Of course, a lot of leagues weren't gathering, so it kind of put a damper on that. But if you can do it, it is awesome, and I swear by it for making you a better shot for sure.
And what better way to meet other hunters too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of cool. I like it. What do you got on the screen here, Dave?
Yeah.
I was just looking at this comment from Matt. That's crazy, man. Sorry that happened to you.
Wow.
That's really crazy. Definitely love to hear your story soon. Absolutely. That's just, man. Woo. That's scary, man.
Sounds like he's doing a lot better, though. That's good.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, so going to switch topics a minute here, guys. So we've been talking about buying land for a long time, and I ran into this. Like I saw this on TikTok, and I was like, no way this is real. So I found it on YouTube, and I was like, no way. So I'm going to play this. This is just a type of building you could get. I guess you buy these from like China or something, and they come as a container. They're like an expandable container. Look at it. It's going to expand to be a wall. Wow. But think about this on hunting land, right? Like, this would be so easy. They're probably super cheap. Look at this. It's like becoming a building. All from a computer. Wow. It's incredible. What do you think, Jim?
Do they go through the inside of it?
I don't know. I haven't seen this whole video. It's crazy.
Pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Wow, that's pretty big.
So,
But think about that. You buy 20 acres, you buy something like this for like 20 grand, 10 grand.
Yeah.
yeah, so now I know how China set up all those COVID camps so quickly.
Yeah. It's insane.
You can plumb that out, couldn't you, Jay?
Yeah, we could do that. No problem. My wheels are already turning, Tim.
That's the first thing my mind went watching this is like, I wonder if there's a bathroom.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, there's a sink right there, it looks like.
Look at that.
Wow. Pretty cool.
All right, so it's cool.
All
Right. It is really cool. But I would love to see the cost of that versus the cost of a camper.
Oh, speaking of which, I saw those too. So they sell something very similar that's like a camper that is actually a home. Like you drive it and you leave it, but it's always on wheels. It's almost like a fifth wheel. And it's made for like that.
Like a
They were
tiny home?
100 grand. 100 grand.
That's a lot. I mean, I guess it depends on how big it is, though. Because obviously, I mean, that thing was huge after it folded out. That was really cool. I mean, you could have a nice hunt camp in there.
Dude, those are only 10 grand.
Floors. What's that?
They're like 10 to 30 grand, it said. Again, the mini.
Oh, we just looked at?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No,
I know.
not bad at all.
Not
Put
for the
that on
square
the
footage.
plan.
Yeah. Not for the square footage. I mean, especially if they're modular to the point where, like, you know, you could have it plumbed in, you could get, you know, heaters in there and, you know, electricity, that kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool for sure. I just might, you know, it always makes me wonder though, like the coding issues. Like, are you gonna, because it's made in China, you know, and like, are you going to run into issues with the city that you put it in? Number one, will they allow a building like that? Number two, if they do, is it built the code where they'll actually allow you to live in it? You know, that kind of thing. So,
Good question.
I mean, I wouldn't just rush out and buy it. There's a lot of homework to do on that before you do something like that. But
yeah,
I think you're pretty flexible with it being portable and it's not a permanent structure. You're pretty flexible, but as soon as you start to put the electrical in and things like that, now you're talking more of, yeah, you're going to run into some code problems and probably some zoning issues or whatever fall along with it, wherever you're at.
yeah,
for sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
George, I don't know who that guy is.
What up, George?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. I was like, man, that could be like an interesting idea for someone who's got 20 acres, 10 acres that just needs something to stay in, you know, like that's pretty cheap. I was thinking about what it would cost to build a little cabin like that. And I bet you it's very similar in cost, maybe more for the cabin because wood's so expensive.
Well, I mean, you think about that though. Yeah. I mean, the product is one thing. I think if you build it yourself, you can get away for fairly cheap, but if you pay somebody else to build it for you, I mean, I can't imagine it would be cheaper than something like that, you know? So, I mean, at the price point between, I mean, if you're talking about the low side, and you're really talking about 10 grand for that thing, that's pretty unbelievable. Now, I got to imagine, you know, by the time you ship it here and all that kind of stuff, you know, it'd probably be a lot in because obviously you're going to have to rent a truck, right? And have the truck dump it off where you want it, you know, ground level and all that kind of stuff. But you know me, man, I love the whole hunt camping idea. I love camping. I mean, you know, that's core part of my family's life of what we do, you know, throughout the year is spend 30-40 days in our what I like to call our single wide.
Yeah. Tiny home nation.
That's it.
Have you guys seen the Amish built ones that you know, you've probably seen them on like Marketplace or the Facebook pages? I forget the name of the company, but there's a bunch of them out there, and they started out with like small like chicken coops and stuff like that, and they've expanded to sheds and now even like the tiny cabins and stuff like that. They're pretty cool. We stayed in one. We were in Hocking Hills that was outfitted with full blown plumbing and electrical, and had like a mini split system for AC and heat. And it was just, I mean, the place probably was, I'm guessing maybe 800 square foot max, if that. But it was awesome. You know what I mean? And I was thinking this would be so cool to have on a piece of property, you know, like 40 acres or something up north in Michigan or something, where you could go and you're still kind of like roughing it because it's a small place. It doesn't have all the amenities of home, but at the same time, you know, you're comfortable, you know, with the kids and stuff like that. and they're not too crazy. Like without them being fully outfitted with electrical and drywall or whatever on the inside, but mostly furnished, I want to say like 12, 13 grand, Dave. So, and that's something too, like you said, there's going to be probably a delivery fee associated with it, but pretty cool though, nonetheless.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Dave and I do a lot of talking about like properties and what we would like to have. And, I think one of our other ideas that we love is the whole just, kind of the tin barn, like the barns, right? The warehouse type of structures where you could pull a camper into and leave it there, or live inside of it, that kind of stuff. Obviously, you don't want to run propane heat while you're inside, or anything like that. But having a structure to kind of stay in. The new thing that I've been watching that I'm loving, and if I ever get my own property and build on it, are I don't know if you've heard of barn dominiums, but having a barn that you build into an actual living corridor, and because they're cheap to build when you're talking about the square footage, but then the build out on the inside, you got these huge wide open spaces that are just multi-use type of spaces that would be amazing for a hunt camp.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think that would. I mean, like Trad Life said, there could be a lot of weird rules to if you can make it legal or not. But I would be curious on like the walls. The insulated is like a thin insulation because it gets pretty cold here, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would even work where we're at. I don't know if that's made for like the desert or something hot.
Yeah, definitely got to look at the insulation, the R factor, and all that for sure.
So I got something cool in today.
What'd you get?
I'll show you guys. Just got this in. This is for the studio. I've been trying to collect old bows, as some of you know, and we're working on videos on the older bow models because it just people really like it. And I thought, you know what, I'll continue to do it. It's kind of fun. But not just doing that, I decided to start redoing some of the wall paintings and try to make it a little cooler looking. So I ended up getting these, and this is really exciting. And I'll show you guys why in a second. But let me see if I can find the one I'm looking for. Yeah, I did find it. Okay, great. So here's the first one.
A little bit of a
that's
glare.
really cool, dude.
This is the Hoyt Nitro patent, printed out in this cool paper, right? So it tells you everything about what they patent on the bow.
Wow.
This one is December 5th. That was April 14th, 2016. It says
How did you get these things?
This one was filed on December 5th, 1939. Ben Pearson Arrowhead Construction.
No way.
That's cool.
Yeah. This one was Ben Pearson. This one was done in 1955. And this has to do with demountable bow. So like, I guess how you take it apart or whatever.
Yep, okay.
Pretty sweet. This one was April 8th, 1958 by E.J. Henkel. And it was for an arrowhead. And it looks to me like a very specific, looks like a Magnus to me or something.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
This one, I had to do this one because it's just so cool. December 10th, 1968 by F.B. Bear.
Ooh.
Takedown archery bow. Filed October 14th, 1965. Fred Bear.
That's
Oh,
cool. Very cool.
And this next one is really cool. This one is cool for a reason, and I'll show you guys why. But there's probably a date on here, but I think it's behind. It's got to be behind this thing, this sticker. Dang it. Anyway. Matthew Z7.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that part is, I have the bow right here.
It's an iconic bow right there.
So I bought this bow online for about $450. And so I bought it, and then another guy that I bought a different bow from was like, hey, if you're going to sell that, let me know. I'll buy it back off you. And I said, no, because I think what I'm going to do is put it on the wall right next to this. Be kind of cool.
The way to do it.
Yeah, so I can't remember the year of this. You guys remember? It was like 2007 or something like that, or 9?
That's what I was going to say.
It's got to be around 9 or so, because I swear that was one of the first ones that we kind of looked at, did videos on, that kind of thing. And that goes back.
Yeah, I think we borrowed it from Jim at MJC.
Yep. That's what I remember.
Look at that that cool grip on there. The honeycomb.
Yeah, that was a cool bow. I mean,
no pockets, just limb right to the riser.
Everybody wanted that thing.
Yep.
They still do. This bow is like literally one of the coolest bows. They even had that. Look at, they got that the quiver that mounts right to the riser.
Yep.
Yep. Ben's got a good comment out here. We're on our way to the National Archery Museum. That's not a bad idea. Have a little archery.
There you go. There you go.
And heritage of archery. I like the idea. We just need to shoot more big deers to draw people in, so they actually want to see see something.
Why do you think I want to do target archery? You don't have to shoot big deer to be a good target archer.
That's true. That's true.
Ben, that's a true statement, man. I was actually debating that. I was thinking in my head, like, how do I want to handle this? Like, I think I don't want to get rid of these old bows. Like, I want to come up with a way to store them. And like Jay's house right there, you can see he's got a nice, huge gap over there between those deer to start putting those bows on the wall.
There you go.
That's like a beautiful spot right there. I don't know if you noticed that, Jay, but you got a trifecta right there. You can put 3 bows on that wall.
Let's do it. Yeah. Got the room.
That looks sick, man.
You organize it like that that Darwinian poster, where it shows the monkey evolving into like early humans and all that kind of stuff. It'd be, a wall like that.
Ben
would
just
be pretty
a
sweet.
slap in the face.
Yeah, well, they have deer.
They're behind Jay. Those 2 deer are behind Jay.
Yeah, but yes, Jay's got them all hanging on his wall. No, so the number of deer is not the problem in Michigan, by the way. So we have plenty of deer in Michigan. It's the quality of deer that is the problem in Michigan. So that's our struggle for sure. But Jay seems to not have a problem back there. Jay, what's the biggest one you shot, man?
The biggest one is the one right here. Let's see how
closer to the corner.
Yeah, closer to the corner. Believe it or not, that was my biggest deer to date. That was a 10-point typical that I got a few years back, actually, right on my own property here. So,
not one of those
135-inch deer. I mean, never been a big fan of numbers and stuff like that until I started hunting with Ron more and more often. And he tells me, that deer's this much. And believe it or not, he's pretty spot on. And he's taught me how to do it now without having a tape measure in my hand to judge these deer, which is pretty cool. Because at the end of the day, numbers really don't matter. But like the 8-point that's over here, this way, closer with the sign next to it, that deer's only 118 inches. But in my opinion, that was my favorite buck. It looks bigger even. It's weird. But
yeah, some good looking deer.
Yeah, like to say, I got lucky because these aren't easy to come by in Michigan. You know how that goes. So
no, I mean every year you see 12-pointers and 10-pointers. I mean, we're not talking Illinois size, right? Even our biggest 12-pointer, 10 points are probably smaller than some of their 8 points. That they have going on out there, but. It's good to see. It's good to see some good atypical deers, man. We don't see a lot of non-typicals in Michigan anyway. Every now and again, like last year, didn't we have a drop tine walking around the property? Was it this year or last year, Dave?
Last year.
Yeah.
No, this year. It was this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and again, they go into 7 points and 9 points and that kind of thing, but.
Yeah, we don't see too many non-typicals for whatever reason. You make a good point there. I don't know why. I mean, I haven't personally seen many on my trail cams at all, ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you see half racks and things like that, but as far as like the drop tines or double main beam on one side or something crazy like that, I mean, I know they're out there because you see them on different hunting forums, but I just don't see them around me, and I know you guys don't see too many of them either, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, not often at all. We just
Isaac got one, but it wasn't a drop tine; it was a unicorn.
Was, yeah, all molded together.
Man, that thing was awesome. Yep.
Man, I feel you, man. Those tree rats, they drive you nuts. So, typically we see a lot of deer in Michigan. This year was kind of an exception, but that's a property problem, not a not typical of Michigan, as a whole. But a lot of those, definitely a lot of those.
Couple quick announcements I just wanted to say real quick, especially for everybody on YouTube. Don't forget that, most of you are already subbed, obviously, if you're on YouTube. But if you're on Facebook watching and you haven't subbed on YouTube, get over there because we're giving away an APA Black Mamba. So that's really exciting. Once we have 50,000 subs. So we're getting there. It'll take some time, but, just keep sharing. It's all you guys can do to help out. And, in the meantime, we'll hit 50 and give that baby away to one of you guys. But the best part is, we have plans to do this till 100,000. So I want to give this baby away as fast as I can because I really want to get to 100K. And when we get to 100K, we're going to get crazy. So just expect to see some high level bows being given away. That's all I'm saying.
We might even blow some stuff up.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day. And I'm like, you know what? It would be great to hit the numbers I want to hit. So my goal right now I have a couple goals. Everybody's got goals for everything they do. So for us, the goals are 100K across the board. So we're at Instagram, we're getting real close. I feel like we'll be there by the end of next season. We go up about 10 to 15,000 per year on there, maybe more. So that one will go up, I'm sure of it. TikTok, we're getting there fast. I'm hoping we can hit 100,000.
We could probably be there in the next 6 months the way that's growing.
I think so. That one goes pretty well. But again, I feel like it's a different crowd. Facebook isn't really going to move. We feel like it's kind of locked to where it is. I'm not really concerned about Facebook anymore. That one's the least, even though unfortunately you have to stream to it here. You can't stream to the Instagram. If I was on TikTok right now, we'd have like 150 people watching. That's how crazy it is over there. It's just out of control, that platform.
Yep.
Yeah, the Archery Shop episodes, Ben's, are going to be starting. Actually, I just talked to another company who they're a huge archery dealer, and they do their own videos on YouTube. They actually do a really good job, but they want to do it as well, and I'm really excited about it. So they're doing it, and there's one Michigan one so far. But I think once we do one or two of them, you'll see everybody wanting to do it. So it's just that when people can't see it, they don't really understand what you're offering, so they need to see it with their own eyes. And so once we get a couple of these done, it's going to blow up for sure. I actually have a meeting this year with Ben's Outdoors, so I'm going there to talk to those guys. They're in the thumb of Michigan. They're kind of a big shop in their area. They're not huge, but they're not small. So I'm going to talk to them about some video content for them. We'll be working on that. We'll be working on a lot of stuff for Breton Arms. We started doing some stuff with them guys to help out, get them some new content. Who else? Who am I missing here? And then next week, I think G5's coming to our studio, which is really exciting because then, we'll have Prime in-house with them guys. So hopefully they'll bring the inline 1, the inline 5. We can play around with those bows with them on video and get some new content on YouTube and all the, places, because it would just be great to get their opinion on why they did what they did on certain things. Because like one of the hardest questions, and we asked this question, Tim, on the podcast, so I don't feel like we didn't ask the hard question. We did. And the question was, why did you make a bow that doesn't go to 31? Because a lot of people are upset that the bow didn't get to 31. But the truth was, it was the tech. The tech that they put on the bow doesn't allow it to do that. And that was the real answer. It just wasn't there. And unfortunately, they had to give, they wanted to use it because it's such a good platform, what they were doing.
But we have plans to potentially get there, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. So there's a lot going on this year, guys. There's just a lot of things that are popping up that, Total Archery Challenge, a couple hunts. I mean, it's getting a little bit filled fast. HHJ has an event they would like us to come to. Bear has a fishing event, a bow fishing event in August they want us to come to. There's just a lot of interesting things to talk about. We're talking about like live broadcasting from those positions. Like, it's not easy to do that when you go on location and do anything. We do the Woods and Water Show every year, and when you broadcast live from there, it's like a whole different level of hard. It's there's a lot going on. So
yeah, but it's fun too. I think that's probably some of the funnest stuff that we've done. Although it's a lot of work and there's a lot that goes into it. I'll never forget, sitting there at the front door when you got $50,000, 50,000 people walking in, and we're sitting there throwing out, giveaways out into the crowd, and there's literally a couple hundred people kind of surrounding you, yelling, screaming. It was nuts, man. It was a fun time.
That was crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's been a interesting few years. I'll say that, just doing this, I love the growth rate. I love the Woods and Water Show because it's not all archers. So if we can get a couple people to give us a second look as they walk by, it's very helpful to get new people on board. We did a spin the wheel thing where people can spin to win a prize, and that was pretty cool. In fact, if we go this year, Tim, we should look at something like putting a bow on there and do some cool stuff like that where you spin, and there's like one bow tab on that whole thing, and if you hit it, you win, but maybe a kid won or something, but we got to come up with a way that you can spin it.
I think the challenge that we should have is we should have some Nerf bows, right? And we should hide some targets or make like Jamie dress up in like a dog suit or a deer suit or something, and then we'll have him run around the entire compound, hand out all these bows and, different colored darts, and the closest kill shot wins while he's running around.
Great.
I think that's what we're doing.
Put him in a deer outfit.
Yeah. Yep. That's what we're doing. We're gonna do Velcro Nerf darts, and we're gonna try and tag them.
You can find them by the venison hot dog stand every time.
Yes, the cheesy weenies.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben, for your help on those pro shops, man. Appreciate that. Trad Life. Mountain Archery Fest. I've heard of that actually. It's probably amazing. Is that in Utah? I'm assuming that's out west.
There is. In addition to that, we always hear, and we actually talked to them. I forget now. It might have been a couple years ago on the podcast, but isn't there's a big, huge outdoor music festival, archery festival thing that happens in Wisconsin every year, isn't there?
Dude, there's a lot going on in Wisconsin.
But it's like huge, like 100,000 people show up to this thing.
Yeah, maybe. My thought was, honestly, ideally for us, for what we do and the kind of stuff we promote and stuff, I feel like we should probably be touring with the Total Archery Challenge if we could. Yeah. But since we all work day jobs, it's not really possible. But I do think that we would fit that mold very well with those guys traveling, the country. 100%. It would be a very good thing for us to be at those events, because I think what we do is just pay Bob. We pay Bob and Kevin to drive the trailer to those places, and we just fly in, do the show, and then we leave, and they just do their thing, leave. I
like it. Dang, you're not busy, right? I mean, you could do that too.
Yeah,
they could take. I could go mobile actually, but they could take the RV and then just put the trailer on the back. They're good.
Yeah.
What do you say, Bob? You guys in?
I like it. I think that's a great idea. Could you imagine? Okay, so let's actually play that one out a little bit though. Could you? How long would you give it before the trailer is just completely wrecked?
And probably a week.
Max. I'm thinking like 3 days. I think we had it less than a week. When they don't know what happened to the front end of it.
Oh man. These young lads, I tell you.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Ben, actually, I am working on getting Victory Arrow onto the podcast soon, so you can get questions ready since you're part of Team VHP. If you want to pre-send questions for those kind of things, let me know. Or if you want to come on and talk with them, let me know. We can arrange that. But I agree, those are great questions. I have a lot of questions myself on arrows, especially target arrows, and the 3D arrow, target arrow, 3D arrow, hunting arrow, and then kind of just getting recommendations. I got asked the question the other day, like, what's my hunting weight arrow? And I said between four and I think I said between 450 and 5. But my actual weight arrow when I weighed it was like 410. So it was a little bit lower than I thought. So then I asked the question to a pro shop, one of the guys I was talking to on this pro shop series. I asked them the question. They said, between 4 and 5 is fine, So then I realized that, okay, well, I'm good. But these are the questions I want to ask, like, hey, what do you guys recommend? Like, Jay, do you know how much your arrow weighs?
I mean, I'm probably right around what yours is, Dave. You know,
but you don't actually know, right?
No. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. You don't.
Nope.
So I gave an estimate. So that's my point. So like, I weighed it then because I was like, well, I should probably weigh this. It's probably a good idea, and then I asked the question, like, because I get the weight, but then like I had to ask this question again because you're talking 60 pounds at that weight, right? Not 70 pounds, right? So you have to make sure, the weight is figured out too. Right. I wonder if there's a calculator online for that. Like, I feel like you need a calculator. We should offer that in an app or something, like weight calculator.
Isn't that kind of what's on the back of the boxes sometimes? That like kind of
I feel like Victory Arrows has a weight calculator. I just don't know.
It's almost like the ballistics you see on a ammunition box.
Yeah, for sure. But I love these conversations because it's the technical aspect of archery. I mean, when you sit down and think about, and people sit there and they'll calculate kinetic energies and speeds and how far it's going to go and, all that kind, and the drop off of the kinetic energy over how many feet and, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy the amount of math and data that can go into if you want to sit down and look at all that technical stuff. But it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So for those who don't follow us on TikTok, you're missing out because I'm telling you right now, I'm posting the funniest stuff. And on TikTok, it's a little more raunchy. So there's some swearing and things like that. But like, Noteboom wanted to eat this chip, hot chip. Okay. And so I cannot stop making these memes out of this chip video because here's the thing, guys, it wouldn't be funny if he would have went into this, it was, what's this called? The one chip challenge, Tim?
Yeah, and he's really cocky about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what makes it funny. So he goes into it, he's like, I'm gonna kill this thing. And so what he does is he cuts open this chip, he gets it out, and he breaks it in like 4 pieces. And so everybody wanted to try, and he's gonna grab these pieces. And I said, hey, time out, are you sure you don't eat the whole chip? Because if you don't eat the whole chip, you're not technically doing the one chip challenge. You're doing a piece of the chip.
Yeah.
So if you win this and you get the chip and you're fine, people are going to give you crap about it because you didn't actually do the full challenge. I just pointed it out. That's all I said. So sure enough, he's like, yeah. So he goes downstairs, comes out with another chip. So he had like 2 of them. So he breaks that first one. All these people took a piece. Of course, not me. I wasn't touching that. So they all take a piece. And then he takes a full chip out, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, starts chowing it. Right? I said, set the timer 5 minutes because that's what you're supposed to do. This guy, dude, not even 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. There's tears just running down his face. He's going.
That's the worst, man.
I can't stop making these memes about him on this TikTok because it's so funny. Like there's one, he's like, oh, F-U-C-K. He's like, oh, F-U-C-K. He's like, that's not what, because it's like, you could tell there's that moment. Like when all of a sudden you like made the wrong.
It just turned the corner.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me, I love spicy food. So don't get me wrong. I love spice. But the
but
worst
there's a fine line.
I did was I ate a spoonful of wasabi, probably 15 years ago, right? On a dare. Spoonful, like tablespoonful. I've had heartburn ever since.
So we were watching Steve-O did, I don't remember Jackass, the original?
Yeah.
He snorted that.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Well, he probably had a lining of something else in his nose at the time, but that's crazy.
I was horrified when I watched that, though. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Clayton,
I've never known spice like wasabi spice, but I'm not touching that one chip challenge. That's for darn sure.
No.
Cruiser G2 is an amazing bow, Clayton. So
yeah,
it fits a lot of people, and it's done a lot of great things.
Very, very versatile.
Chris, the topics have been, we started this conversation about traditional bow hunting, target archery. And then we moved into small mini cabin homes. Actually, there are Chinese containers that people put on the land. And now we're actually talking about No Boom eating the one chip challenge and how miserable he was. And so we posted those miserable clips on, I think I filmed it.
We heard about it for like 3 days after in text messages too. Like he was still in pain. It wasn't like, I mean, Dave's giving you the short version of it, but you got to imagine 10 hours later. I mean, he's blowing out. He's blowing out and redoing his bathroom. You know what I mean? The effects don't just end at 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Dude. Like it's 12 hours, 15 hours, and I think it was up to like 18, almost 2 days later.
Dude, he was hurt, man, and he eats spicy stuff like no other. He's one of the hottest. The people I know that eat the hottest. Him and Tim's son, those two, the only two I know that can take like the worst of the heat.
My son's nuts, dude.
I know, and No Boom, I knew he was cocky about it because I know he's had hot peppers that got up high. So I felt like he's gonna take this down no problem. Honestly, I was like, I should have tried a piece. I should have manned up. And then when I saw him start to tear up, I was like, oh my god, I made the right choice. Because if he can't handle it, I would have been in the hospital. Yeah, he was like, I think he threw up. He did throw up, and then when he threw up, the heat came back because it came back. All
the oils and
he was eating ice cream and drinking almond milk. First, he started drinking almond milk. I said, dude, almond milk's not milk, so it's not like the same. So it's not going to help you like milk does with the coating, And so he's like, crap. And I said, try the ice cream at least. That's at least milk, So he's chowing this ice cream. It's all over his face.
It's a dairy product.
And the other guy was like this. The other guy was like, the neighbor who did just a piece. I was like,
yeah, Skylar, you're absolutely right. It's exactly like a Dumb and Dumber situation, especially if you're talking about the bathroom scene.
Yeah.
But that's what, we say that we make fun of Jamie. We do all that kind of stuff, but we do that kind of stuff during hunt camp too, which is what makes it so much fun. Like pulling pranks on people, and it's just a good fun time, man.
I do have to say though, I'm glad that didn't happen at hunt camp because we would not have been prepared.
No.
Because he was dying. I'm telling you now, he punched the wall.
Imagine if we had to sit out in our ground blinds the next day after eating that thing, we wouldn't be sitting out in our ground blinds the next day after eating that thing.
Destroyed it and his underwear. But yeah, Ryan, good point though. Yes, you can buy a used bow that would get you a good bow for the price. Absolutely. Good comment there to make.
Yep, absolutely.
Best part of the movie.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Oh gosh, the good old comedies from the 80s and 90s. Those are the days, huh?
Oh my god.
So, well, cool, man. I don't know about you. And I'm just thinking about this tiny home thing again. It makes me itch for this weather. I mean, we're sitting here. It is February right now while we're recording this anyway. We got about 10 inches of snow coming down on us, and it just makes me yearn for a little bit warmer weather so I can get out camping. I already got the dates book coming up in April just to get out of Dodge. I don't even care if it's cold. We're getting out and we're hitting it. So
yeah. Hey, Clayton. So I've been using this because I've been buying old bows. So I've been buying a lot of bows online that are used, and I've been using this here. I just posted the link. So we have a couple groups on Facebook as well, but this one's pretty active. This one here, it's not ours; it's someone else's. But I was going to tell you, the way you'd want to do this is if you buy that bow, you're going to want to do a PayPal payment as an actual business payment, not like as a friend, not as a friend. That way, if the bow doesn't come or something's wrong with it, you can actually claim it through PayPal and they'll pay you back. That's a good point too, though, Ryan. Yeah. So I've been buying these bows because I'm not really going to use them that long. So I take them, the bows that I buy, I actually send them to bow string companies like Gas Bow Strings, America's Best. So they've been taking them and reviewing them for me and changing out all the cables and strings for this show. So that's the reason I'm doing that. Like, I don't even get them. Like, when I just ordered 3 bows, they shipped, I think it's A3, the one that Anthony hooked us up with. So I got all these different bow string companies doing it, and they're getting plugs in the show for it and stuff. So they're all about it. But the good thing is they're going through it for me and checking it for any issues. If it has issues, I'm going to keep it, but I'm just not going to shoot it on the show, of course. But I don't want to hurt. I've been wearing safety goggles when I shoot these bows.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree though, guys. It is better if you can hold it yourself and shoot it. For me, I didn't need to hold these bows and shoot them because they're old bows. But good point. Or what you could do, I don't know. You just got to find out if the people are legit. It's not the easiest thing. Sometimes you got to, ask some other people about that person on Facebook and things, but it can be done. Or you could shoot a bow. I would recommend this though. I would still go to a shop and look for that bow, see if you like it. I
was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's always good to hit up a dealer if it's a
G2 though. That one's easy to do because you can get that at Bass Pro, Cabela's, any sort of. If that's the one you're looking for, then yeah, you could definitely pick up a used one of those as well. Those are really popular bows.
Those come in the ready to hunt packages, don't they? Doesn't that bow come in the ready to hunt with like everything ready to go?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The other one that considers the legit, they do a good job on that new legit one. So we were looking at, we were just talking about Bear the other day on I think I was on TikTok Live. I was on, and we were talking about that. So the legit is definitely an option that would be a little newer than the Cruiser G2, but the Cruiser G2 has been like legendary. I mean, it's been around a very long time.
Yep.
I think one of my things about the Target thing I like, guys, honestly, I know I mentioned it before, but is the colors and stuff. Like I like the idea of like having like a cool looking bow, like just grays with blues and purples, whatever. Like I just think it'd be cool to have something.
If you want to be cool, okay, and you start going to these Target shoots and all that kind of stuff, you then have to go on Converse and build your Converse to match your bow. You can do the different lace colors, you can do the different canvas colors, all different designs, but if you're going to do it right, you got to get the Converse to match your bow. I don't care what you do, but I better see you in that.
Chris, I absolutely am interested in that, what you just commented on. So I actually put my email a little bit further up in the chat. If you want to email me his information, that'd be great. Might be something I can work with for the show I'm trying to play with as well. So I just posted a link to, I don't know if it comes as a link or not. Yeah, I think it does, to the Bear Archery page for the special edition legit. It's Bad Bones, dude. It's tan with Fred Bear camo limbs. It looks phenomenal.
Sick.
It looks so good. That's a limited edition, meaning they're only gonna be around until they're gone. So if you like the legit, that's definitely one you should pick up right away because that thing is sick. Here's the cruiser. Let's see. The legit's 450, the regular one, not that special edition one, ready to hunt. And the cruiser G2 is 449. Oh, the same price. I'm sorry. They're both 450. So I'm just looking at the specs. They're actually very similar in specs. I'd get the legit, to be honest. I'd get the newer one. It's got some newer tech in it. So I'd probably pick that up if I was you, if that's what you want. I mean,
And you're looking at it super adjustable, as well. So I think if I remember right, that goes all the way from like somewhere around like 15 pounds all the way up.
Colors and everything too.
Yeah. So very, very cool. So I love about, Bear's got such a good range of bows, and then they have bows that, will grow with anybody or be adjustable to anybody. So resale value is very good there too.
I like that, Ryan.
Yeah, I was cracking up when I read that.
Thanks a lot, Tim. I'm gonna get my Converse to match my bow, whatever bow I end up getting. I think I'm getting a hyper green Reckoning from Bowtech. So I think I gotta go on. I gotta figure out how to do this, Tim. You just go on their website and do it. I'm totally
yeah. You just go on Converse and they have like a build your own Converse section. So
is Nike have that too? They all have that, or something?
I don't know if Nike has that. Converse is a little different because they're all canvas, and I think they're a lot easier to build. From that customizable standpoint. But I went on there, dude. I made some pretty crazy combinations. So here, I'm gonna go on there with you. Let's see what we can.
Yeah, I'm just. Also, Converse are like straight up Converse shoes.
Yeah.
Like
like old school Converse. Yeah.
Oh no!
Make a BHP shoe. Let's do it.
Yeah. So they have a whole custom section.
That would be sweet, man, with the logo.
I wonder, how do you customize them though?
Let me look here.
Boot.
I just did it a couple weeks ago. I gotta find all the links, but there's a way that you can go on there. It was kind of buried a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't see. It shows like Ohio State or UCLA, but I don't see where it's like.
No, there's a way to do it.
I think you're fibbing, bro.
Nope. I think I found it here. Yep, here it is.
What'd you click?
Hold on, I'm gonna take you there. So there's the custom at the top, right? If you go custom at the top, it'll pull up the menu, and then it says explore custom.
I think I found it.
If you scroll down to the middle of that section, there's a section that says get started. Converse by me, get started, and then it brings up their build function.
Oh, dude, this is sick. They got like Shamrock, Zebra.
Yep.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, but there's a way that you can go in there and you can actually customize like all the different colors, all the strings, patterns, all that kind of stuff. It's
Dude, you can do the inside, the sides.
Yep.
It's actually pretty legit.
You can, I think you can even like put your name on it and crap like that. It's pretty cool.
Like an outside green, inside is blue or black, and then I got the tongue. You can do the tongue separate. Shamrock tongue.
All right, you gotta share your screen now, man. We gotta see what you're building.
Can I do that?
Probably infringe on some copyrights here, but that's okay. I want to see it.
All right, let's see. I don't know about that, Ben. I don't think that hunting bow is a chance for those target bows. That's just me guessing. I'm assuming that's why everybody buys these rigs. They're so expensive. All right, how do I share this? Let's see. Let me pull that aside. Maybe if I go like this, it'll be easier. Oh, here we go. So share screen to share. Oh, I got to put it in the
feed. Yeah, man.
So
those are sweet.
This is awesome. So we can choose the tongue, whatever color we want.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say the tongue's going to be like a leopard. Let's do leopard, something weird, or zebra. Yeah, we'll do zebra. And what's this? This is cool.
There you go. I'm digging this. Right now, though, I got to be honest. Just looking at the top view, they kind of look like bowling shoes.
Okay. Well, let me get there. Zebra on the back. Stitch. Whoa, you can do the stitch, bro?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can do whatever. I mean, they got so many different options. It's pretty cool.
Huh.
So,
are these comfy?
Yeah, I mean they're old school Converse for sure. I mean they're relatively light and they're skateboarder shoes, right? I mean that's what a lot of people use them for.
How dare you say they look like bowling shoes? That's just for you, Tim. That's what you would like. There's a camo. What?
No way.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
What is this? Eyelids. Oh. We'll go gold.
Oh, you can even switch those out. That's sweet.
Wow, it still keeps going, dude. What the heck? What?
I think you can even change the color of the rubber, like around the sides and stuff. Yeah, there you go.
Dude. Racing stripe. What?
I know what Dave's gonna be doing for the rest of the night tonight. He's gonna design like 20 pair.
Look at keep going
for sure. Be shipped to his house within a week.
Just keep going.
Right now, that's the ugliest shoe I've ever seen in my life, though. So you got to switch it up.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Wow.
So anyway, I think it's pretty cool.
How do you?
But my whole point was to say you got to design your bow, but I want your Converse to match your bow. That's the key.
Just so stupid looking, but I love it.
Ugly. So ugly. See, I would have to go for the high top ones. I hate the feel of high tops, but I love the look. So
yeah. Well, if you're only wearing it at the target range,
right?
What is that one? Oh, that's like is that my inside or something? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's showing you every angle. That's the outside. That's the inside.
Wow.
That is, yeah.
Interesting, huh?
It's not going to work, but you talking about these here?
What's that?
You talking about these?
Yeah, the high tops.
Chuck Taylor, baby.
Yeah, man.
I've never had Converse, actually.
Me either.
I don't know. Are they comfy then?
Back in the day, and I remember loving them, but that was about it. It's been a long time, and I've been building them, so I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks. So I'm like, man, it would be kind of cool to have some Converse again. So I've been kind of playing around with some of the designs and stuff. But I digress. We're supposed to be talking about bow hunting.
Yeah, if you missed it though, we're showing these. Whoever came in late, there we're showing these cool patents I got. We're gonna put on the wall at the studio. And we had the Hoyt, we had this Matthew Z7, and then some of these old Bear Archery ones. There's a Fred Bear one. Cool. Oh, I knew something else I was going to talk about tonight.
Ryan, to answer your wife's comment there, mismatch is the new fashion.
See, Ben.
I don't know if you've seen some of these new like Nikes and stuff coming out, but there's nothing that you can wear to match some of these new like $800 shoes that are coming out. It's crazy. Me, I think the same way your wife does is like shoes have to match the belt at least. Brown belt, brown shoes, black belt, black shoes. That's the way that I think.
I feel like when you do these like archery shoots, like these Lancaster archery shoots and stuff, like you'd want to go in style. You know what I'm saying? Like. Real big
for sure. You gotta make a statement, man. You can't come in there. You can't come in there as part of BowHunterPlanet and just sit on the sidelines, Dave. If you're gonna go in there, you need to come in there guns blazing. You got to go there. No, this is the new goal. This is gonna be the goal for 2023. We're gonna get you there in 2023, and you're gonna go in there guns blazing. We're gonna have BowHunterPlanet, written on the side of your shoes, so everybody knows who you are. And then when you miss, we'll be like, yeah, we're amateur bow hunters for the amateur bow hunter.
New to target archery.
New to target.
I don't know what's happening here, guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man, I
We're
love
gonna
it.
remember you for one reason or another. That's for damn
Yes,
sure.
yes. Hey, no, remember, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
He'd be like, what's his name in Kingpin when he shows the bowling alley? He's like, who's this guy?
oh man.
Well,
Stats in this book to talk about.
Here's another thing. Huge idea. So you got the bow that you designed. You got the shoes to design to match the bow. Then we got to work on the tie-dye T-shirt to match everything else. That's what we got to go.
I say we do it. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Snow day. I'm gonna go relax, watch TV.
All right,
so
everybody,
we'll see you later.
stay safe.
Thank you for watching.
Jay, good seeing you.
guys.
All right, take care, guys.